So Diane, you're as the CEO of Wellgreen Platinum. Let's talk about your history and your career background, to get an understanding of what you bring to the company.
Sure. I started my career on the buy side. I worked with U.S. global investors. People are familiar with Frank Holmes, and I worked there for many years. And when I joined the corporate side, I was with a company called Dayton Mining, but most recently with Remarco Minerals. I was there 14 years. We had a massive gold discovery in South Carolina, and we took that project all the way through the development phase and into construction. So we grew the company from a 20 million market cap to 1.3 billion. And we were subsequently acquired by a much larger company, OceanaGold.
Well, let's talk about the shareholders behind Wellgreen Platinum, because I think that they obviously are in there because they believe in you. So who are these people?
Electrum Strategic Opportunities Fund owns 26% of the company. They are a very sophisticated, smart private money fund. Resource Capital Funds owns 11%, and they recently increased their ownership. And in the last 2 months, Tocqueville Asset Management acquired 5% of the company. Right. So over half the company is held in with 3 big institutions and long-term investors.
Well, what is Wellgreen exploring, and also where?
We are located in the Yukon, and the nice thing about our project in the Yukon is we're right off the Alaska Highway, so we have excellent access to infrastructure and to shipping ports. Wellgreen is a polymetallic deposit, but what makes it so unique and rare is that we also have 6 million ounces of platinum and gold. We have 2 billion pounds of nickel and 1 billion pounds of copper. So it is one of the world's largest nickel platinum deposits, and we're real excited about advancing it and getting it into production.
And I understand that you actually did go under radar for 10 months. What did you accomplish during that time frame?
Correct. So I became CEO of the company a year ago. And we decided to take all of the technical work from the past and take it to a much deeper scientific level to give us more confidence in the deposit. So we basically redid all of the technical work. It doesn't make for great news flow, and we went under the radar while we did all of that work. We emerged from that work having produced the highest quality concentrate that's ever been produced on this property in the past, and a better understanding of the geologic model and the mine planning exercises that we went through.
Wow, so you obviously, it's a good time for investors to get in.
It's a great time, yes. Okay. We de-risked the project by taking it through all of these technical studies, and everything now is at or near pre-feasibility level. So it's very advanced in terms of the de-risking of the technical aspects.
Well, what should investors expect to get in terms of news flow over the next few months?
Well, given the size of our project, I mean, obviously every CEO says this, that you're undervalued, but we truly are. And so what the investors can expect to see is we have now recognized that in addition to our bulk concentrate that we produced, which is nickel copper PGMs, that if we can separate the nickel and the copper, and it's a technology that's readily available, then it's a real game changer for this project to the bottom line economics. So we're doing that work now because it also will change the mine plan quite dramatically. We're doing many pilot plant testing, and once we complete that work, we'll be putting out new economics on the project. So that will be something that will be very beneficial to the shareholders. And we have a roughly 2.5 mile long deposit contained within a 15-mile long strike length land position. And we have other target areas. So we want to be able to demonstrate that we're truly in a district, even though we already have in excess of a 20-year mine life with Wellgreen.
And you're very transparent with how much you own and how much you've bought it for. And that's just based on the presentations that you've had here at this conference. Yes. So let's put it online. How much do you own and how much did you buy for?
When I stepped in as CEO of the company, I bought 1 million shares in the open market. I believe that as a CEO and any member of management or board, you have to have skin in the game and align yourself with the shareholders. In the last couple of weeks, when we were doing our technical work over the last year and went under the radar for 10 months, we were restricted from buying or trading in the securities because we were doing a lot of work and had information and knowledge. But that's now been lifted, and I bought 800,000 shares in the open market in the last couple of weeks. So I now own just under 2 million shares that I have bought, not through a financing, but in the open market.
Right, and obviously with skin in the game, you want this to succeed.
Absolutely.
Compared to the peers, what sets Wellgreen Platinum apart in 2017 and also, obviously next year?
Well, what we're seeing is a very big trend in the push for the electric market. So anything related to that is becoming a hot commodity,
For sure.
and that's predominantly nickel. So lithium batteries, for example, are only 2% lithium. They're on average about 70% nickel. So we're starting to see a shift from some of the precious metals players going into the nickel and the copper field. And when you look at nickel sulfide projects to invest in, there's less than a handful. And we have a great jurisdiction. We have access to infrastructure being right off the Alaska Highway, and we have size, and we have a team that knows how to develop a project. So that's the real strategic aspect of this project, because there's so few nickel sulfide projects. The nickel laterites, by and large, do not have the quality for the lithium battery market, but we think that's going to be the place to be over the next couple of years.
Right. Well, Diane, thank you so much for all the information.
Thank you. Appreciate being here. Thanks.